strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome everybody, it is a super exciting day because Splinterlands has just shared with us the details on the new rewards update that is coming later this month. This is maybe the biggest update the game has seen since I have started playing. This is one of the biggest updates ever. This is going to hopefully address a lot of the issues that the Splinterlands economy has. I know there's been a lot of people complaining about certain things about the economy over the last several months, and the dev team has kind of said, yes, we're aware, we understand what some of the problems are, you just got to give us time to fix it. You have to give us some time, and people have grown a little impatient, and it's almost time. It is almost here. We finally have some details, so let's dive in. Let's not waste any more time here. Let's go look at their latest post, the Splinterlands ranked rewards update. This is a long post. We're gonna go over kind of they've got a TLDR, too long didn't read part right here. We're gonna go through this. We'll go through this first, and then I'll kind of break things down, give my opinion, and kind of explain why some of these things are being done, because this is going to be absolutely awesome for the game, in my opinion. I am super excited about it. So, what's going on? Some of the changes. First, it says reward shares earned from ranked battle will now determine season and daily rewards in addition to DEC rewards. So this is the calculation that currently it basically contributes to how much DEC, how much battle earnings you get right now. And that takes in several factors, such as how many gold cards you have, how many beta cards you have, what your energy capture rate is, all of that. That's now going to be applied to calculating your season rewards and your daily rewards. So you're like what was previously your daily quest. We'll see that the daily quest doesn't really exist anymore. It's been modified, but that's going to play a role. So it means things like win streaks are going to be more important, guild bonuses are going to be more important, gold foil cards are going to be more important than they were in the past. Now those aren't huge factors, but they can absolutely play a role. So next point, each starter card used in ranked battle will reduce the reward shares earned, with 100% starter cards equals 0 reward shares. This is kind of part one of the biggest thing, at least in my opinion. Starter cards will no longer contribute to your earnings. You will earn your end earnings are going to be multiplied by the percentage of starter cards that you use. So if you use 3 out of 6 starter cards, you only earn 50%. You now have to own your card. I say own. You have to be in possession of an NFT version of the card. It can be delegated. It can be rented. You can buy it, but you can't just use the free starter cards that everybody gets and earn. You can still play with them, but they will reduce your earnings if you're going to play. Daily quests will change to daily focus, where players will receive a certain amount of reward chests based on the total amount of reward shares they have earned from ranked battle wins using the focused element or the focused splinter over a 24-hour period. So instead of it being win 5 battles with water, it's going to be, okay, you have a water focus for 24 hours, and the amount of reward shares that you get while playing with water contributes to getting your chests. And it might be like, okay, if you get this many reward shares, you get 5 chests. If you get this many reward shares, you get 10 chests. And it's not something where you hit a certain amount and stop. The amount that you get will scale based on the amount of reward shares that you earn. So that's going to be a big change. Season rewards will be based on the amount of reward shares earned from all ranked wins and ranked battle wins during the season. So your season rewards will now no longer be in the league that you finish in. They will be based on the amount of reward shares you earn over the course of the season. The way it's going to work is the chest you earn will be based on where you finished last season. So not where you finished, your highest rating from last season, from the previous season. So you don't have to finish there anymore. A lot of people are going to like that, but it's going to take that's going to be the quality of chests that you earn. That's going to be kind of your goal for the next season, and then every battle you win, you earn points toward unlocking those chests. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. So it says right here, there will be different types of loot chests, one score corresponding to each league. There'll be more details. We'll talk about that as we scroll down here. The type of loot chest earned from daily and season rewards will be based on the highest league achieved during the previous season. Again, highest league. A lot of you are going to love that. You don't have to pay the end of season power rentals to finish at a certain season. It no longer matters where you finish. It is just, it's your highest league achieved. Now the leaderboard will still matter, but if you're not on the leaderboard, it doesn't necessarily matter where you finish. Purchase of the summer spellbook will now include 3,000 credits, which can be used in the in-game shop to purchase or rent cards. I absolutely love this change. There will be 12 new reward cards released, some featuring a new ability that will be available to be earned through new loot chests. I did a video on this ability previously, so I'm not going to talk about it too much here, but I will go over that a little bit. So, the code for these is scheduled to be released during the week of May 22nd. May 22nd, that is 8 days from now. 8 days, it says during that week. So, I mean, it might not be exactly that day. There's usually Tuesday and Thursday are the updates, so my guess would be Tuesday or Thursday. But the new reward system, including the daily focus, the loot chest, will go into effect May 31st of the next season. So, like the ghost cards, that part I think is going into impact right away, but the actual, like all the season stuff, they're not going to change that during the season. That'll start all with the next season. So let's dive into this with kind of the starter cards, because there are, as we see all the changes there. Everything else going through here, and what we're going to talk about is just kind of explaining the reason for these, why everything's going in, and looking at some more details. So there's been some problems with the economy, right? Obviously, everybody knows that, and everybody says, "Oh, it's bots. It's that bots are allowed, and bots are killing the economy." And bots are not the problem. Well, there's a few problems with bots. Like we talked about win trading. Oh, by the way, in a separate note, they just posted on Discord that there'll be another post update coming soon, explaining how they will no longer manually be preventing which accounts play against each other. Like if they see win trading, they block those accounts from playing against each other, but that was all done manually, so that was kind of hard to track. It's going to be automated now, so there'll be a post on that coming up soon. I might do a whole separate video on that. We'll see what all the details are. So that part's being addressed separately, but it's not really my point that I'm going to get to is that it's not really bots that are the problem. The bots were just amplifying the problem. There were some core problems with the economy, and the bots were able to exploit that. And one of the problems is that you could get unlimited earnings just by buying the spellbook without ever really investing into the game. Yes, you had to have a certain amount of power. Like that was why they changed it so that you wouldn't earn DEC until you got to bronze 2, so that you couldn't just use starter cards. Oh, by the way, that part's going away now. Because they're kind of fixing the core issue, they can remove that band-aid. That band-aid's not important anymore. So you will be able to earn as soon as you start playing, which is going to be cool. It won't be very much, but you'll be able to earn as soon as you start playing. But people could just use a little, like they could delegate power and just run a little bit of power, and then using all these free cards could climb fairly high sometimes. Because there were so many accounts playing with free cards that were climbing against each other, you could easily get up, I shouldn't say easily, but you could definitely get up to silver with just starter cards. There is even some instances of people getting to gold with just starter cards and some delegated power. And people were just extracting value from the economy like with this without putting anything in. And there was no limit to how much could be extracted or how many people could be doing that. So now that you have to own or be in possession of an owned card in order to earn, that's going to drastically change all of this. Because now there's kind of a cap on how much can be earned or how many people can earn and that type of thing based on the cards that are out there. You have to have the cards. And that's going to really change the economy. And I've talked about this in the past, why I've been loading up and personally investing in starter cards. Because we looked at, okay, like if you look at the new summoners, the Tarsa, the Obsidian, right now I think there's about 45,000 of those in print. We have 400,000 accounts playing the game. And they're able to play that because of those starter cards. So now you're going to see a drastic change in the economy as those accounts using starter cards can't earn the same way. Now, what's going to happen? Are they going to go out and buy cards? Are they just going to stop playing? I don't know. I have no idea. I can't wait to see. But this is going to fix a lot of the issues because you can't extract value from the game without using free cards, without putting in, whether it's renting the cards or owning them or whatever the case is. So that's going to be, that was the first major problem. The second kind of major problem that I saw was that there was no incentive to climb. And when I say no incentives, you got a better ROI down in bronze, silver, etc. than you did climbing up. Yes, rewards increased, but they didn't increase proportional to the investment as we increased. So what you had was, again, bots could exploit this, or people running bots could exploit this, because instead of running running one champion account, it was better to go run 1,000 bronze accounts or 1,000 silver accounts. And I'm making up those numbers. I don't know if the ratio is right, but hopefully you get the point that it was better to run a large number of low league accounts than have a single high league account, or a couple high league accounts, depending on what your investment was. And that's where bots could exploit that. A real person or a human couldn't really exploit that, because there's only so many accounts you can run during a day, right? But a bot can run all of those at once. And so again, people see the bots causing the problems, but it was a core issue with the economy that allowed the bots to cause those issues. And instead of just previously they'd kind of been applying quick band-aids, we're finally getting to the core of the issue, and hopefully now the bots won't be as problematic. So it tells you how to calculate reward shares. This is the same way that it's been calculated in the past for your battle earnings. It just will apply to your quest, or what was the quest, your focus now. And plus the difference is it adds in the starter card. So there's an example of some starter cards math. I'm not going to go over all of that because most of that's the same other than the starter cards, and you guys kind of get the point, I think. So here's what the season rewards are going to look like. And again, we talked about it. It's going to be based on the reward shares that you earn, and it comes down here and kind of shows an example. So, and talks about how people aren't, at least they don't think people will be able to exploit it by, okay, let's say you finished in champion the previous season. So this season you'll be going and earning champion chest, but you could drop down in power and start playing in bronze or silver, and they don't want people to be able to drop down to bronze and silver and be able to farm those. So you won't earn near as many reward shares if you're down in bronze and silver. And it's going to take a lot more reward shares to get your champion chest than it will your bronze or silver chest. So it kind of goes into detail about how that's designed not to be able to be exploited. Now, again, we'll see if that happens or not, but it looks good. It looks good to me, and kind of gives you some ideas of how many reward shares you need, like an average reward share for win. You guys can do the math for different chests there, and kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. Daily focus. Again, so this is replacing the quest. Instead of it being win 5 battles with Earth, it's going to be, okay, win as many battles as you can in 24 hours with Earth, and then you get up to 30 loot chests. Now, they said that we're gonna have to see how the data plays out, how many loot chests people are actually earning, but they said they were expecting about 10 loot chests to be earned by the average player on a day. So again, that's an estimate. We'll see how people actually approach things when we get in here, but this is going to be very different. And that's going to completely change the way I play personally, because I generally ignore my daily quest. You guys have seen me when I stream, I basically completely ignore it, and it's okay. I complete it when I complete it. It'll happen naturally. I'm more focused on winning battles, climbing the ratings, that type of thing. Now this is going to be a huge chunk of your rewards. A huge chunk of your rewards. So I'm gonna have to focus on this a little more, and we're gonna see how I balance that out. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm excited to see what it looks like, though. Quest potions are going away; those will not exist. You will get refunded if you still have some, if you have some left over. But those will be completely removed since it doesn't really apply anymore. But here's the loot chest. The loot chests are changing. So everybody, like champion has the ability to earn the same amount of loot chest as bronze, but they are completely different types of loot chest. So you can see up here, bronze loot chest will give 1/3 DEC, 1/3 reward cards, 1/3 potions, with a very small percentage of getting a chaos pack, 0.005%. Token multiplier multiplies your DEC. So the DEC that's currently pulled from chests, that's going to be what you'll get in a bronze chest right now. And then there's a rarity boost. So this is kind of like a gold legendary potion, for example. It's like a potion that's being applied to the cards that you pull. So a bronze chest has a minus 75% chance to pull a legendary or a gold foil. You can see 0.2% I shouldn't say per chance to pull it. That's the chance that a card that is pulled will be a legendary or gold foil. So a very low chance. So yes, you can get the exact same cards, but you're less likely to get a legendary, less likely to get a gold foil. Then as we bump up, we see the distribution change. You're less likely to get potions. As we go down this list, less likely to get potions, more likely to get cards. And in some cases, more likely or less likely to get DEC as well. DEC stays fairly similar, but you get the DEC you get gets multiplied. So in silver, you're getting twice as much DEC, and the odds of pulling odds of a legendary or gold foil are increased. And look how much this increases. As we come down to champion, the DEC amounts in champion are multiplied by 48 times. So if you were pulling 5 DEC from a bronze chest or a previous chest, that's now multiplied by 5. That's a significant difference, right? Very significant. So what is that, 240%? Did I do my math right? 240%, 240 DEC pulled from a chest. That's a big difference. And then 3 times the chance of getting a legendary or a gold foil. So you're going to be pulling higher value cards. 53% of your chests are going to be reward cards. So they're trying to give you more incentive to climb up the leagues to get these higher level chests. You want that gold foil legendary? It's a little more likely in champion. So we'll see how that impacts things. And is that going to be enough incentive to climb? Incentive to climb, and then not just to climb, but to continue and not just hit a certain point. So previously, you guys have seen me do it. I've been like, okay, I climbed to champion 2, that's where I want to be. I stop playing. You don't want to fall back. Last few seasons I've been trying to push to champion 1, but if I hit champion 1, no doubt I'd stop. I'd absolutely stop. I'd stop playing so I'd get those rewards. Now, because it's the highest rank that you achieve, you don't have to stop playing because you want to keep playing to keep getting more daily chest rewards, to keep getting more season chest rewards. And if you hit your whatever level you're going for, so in my case, if I finally hit champ 1, I'm not going to be penalized if I then continue playing and I lose battles and I drop back down. I'll still be up where I want. Now, again, as far as the chest goes, it doesn't differentiate between champ 1, champ 2, that type of thing. But like if you're going for champion or diamond, then you don't have to worry about falling back down, and that's definitely good. So new reward cards. Here's the new logo, the reflection shield. We did a previous video on that, but it's going to block thorns, return fire, magic reflect, and blast damage. So that's going to be pretty cool. And we will be releasing the stats of these news cards periodically between now and the release. Well, we don't have too much longer. They go live, so next season was what, May 31st? That's 17 days. So we've got 12 cards to release over 17 days. I bet they're going to be coming fairly quickly. I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll be in smaller groups. I have no idea, but it says periodically. So will we see some on the town hall on Monday? They're gonna be on the town hall talking about this, so it's gonna be a huge town hall. Make sure you guys come. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. And then it just talks about how this is blasting the economy with a major update. Like this is probably the biggest update that I've seen since I joined. I've been playing the game for almost exactly a year now, just a little bit over a year. This is the biggest update I've seen. This is one of the biggest updates period. This is huge, and I am a firm believer that this is going to fix a lot of the problems. There might be some tweaks that are still needed, so they're going to make adjustments. We've seen that the community, especially when there's money on the line in these NFT games, the community is very good about finding ways to maximize their return and finding loopholes in the system, finding things to take advantage of. We've gotten to this issue where we're at right now with some of the issues in the economy because people have found ways to exploit it. So once this gets thrown out there, we'll kind of have to. The team's going to certainly evaluate things, and there will probably be some things that they see, okay, this wasn't supposed to work exactly like this, let's make some tweaks, and that's basically what they're talking about here. We're gonna have to monitor it. It might not be 100% perfect the first time, and then they'll monitor things and make changes, but I am extremely confident that even if it's not perfect, this is going to be a huge upgrade. Huge upgrade. I love it. I love how the starter cards are no longer going to going to earn. You have to go out. I mean, renting starter cards is very cheap. So, and that's one reason they're putting some credits in there. I love that addition of putting credits in with the spellbook. You now get $3 in credits when you buy the spellbook, and that's going to, first off, allow people to kind of get started. We see so many people come that, okay, I bought the spellbook, I have no other money to spend, and they're wanting to play completely free to play, and we're like, that's gonna be tough. It's possible. It's certainly possible. But that's very tough if you don't have anything at all to get started. So now everybody that starts is going to have at least a little bit of something. And it's also going to encourage new players that start the game to do research. Because a lot of people get started and, okay, if you start with just the starter cards and don't know what you're doing, it's gonna hurt. So now what are people gonna do when they have $3 to spend in the game? They're gonna go look up what are the best cards to buy, what are the best cards to rent. And that's gonna get people to interact more with the community as well, because then they have to go look that up. They have to come to the Discord or go to Reddit or go look at guides. Where could you guys find some? Does anybody make any good guides? I don't know. Maybe there's some good guides out there, but it's going to encourage people to start kind of looking those things up, and that gets people into the community a little faster, and then hopefully we can help get people started and hopefully retain some of these new players at a better rate. And I'm excited. We'll see. I can't wait to see what are these new players going to be facing? Because right now down at Bronze, you've got all these bots. Again, you've got all these bots that are just extracting value from the game using the starter cards. What is going to happen to those? Are they going to go away? Are they just going to disappear? Are they going to go away? If they disappear, that means fewer accounts pulling from the economy. Because remember, the daily DEC that's distributed in battles is a set amount for the entire game. So the more people you have, the less is distributed to everybody, right? Everybody gets a smaller piece of the pie. And you might say that, okay, well, that's bad. We don't want more people playing. But it's kind of offset by, okay, if you have more people playing, there's more people fighting over those limited amount of resources. So if all these bots decide, okay, we're gonna keep playing, and we're gonna want to keep playing at Bronze, or maybe we want to move up, or whatever the case is, and now they have to go get cards. Now you've got 400,000 accounts fighting over a very limited number of cards to play with, and that's going to raise prices. So maybe the overall battle rewards won't increase, but the value of everybody's collection is going to increase. So if they decide to get cards, that's great. If they decide to drop out, then everybody gets a higher piece of the pie. So to me, I feel like it's going to be a win-win. As long as everything works the way we kind of expect here, it's going to be good either way, and we're going to see increased rewards. So I can't wait. I am super excited. And can you tell? We've been waiting for this for so long. I'm so happy to see the details. It's been hinted. They've talked about it, hinted about it on town halls and all of these things, and I'm over running the Discord, and everybody's always getting mad about the economy and complaining about all these problems, and it's always been, okay, just wait. We know what the issues are, or at least a lot of the issues, and it takes some time to make changes. I hired all these people, trying to onboard all these new devs, trying to learn the code and learn how even just the Splinterlands, the game itself, it currently works. So they can go in and make changes, and it's been a process. It's taken a little longer than a lot of people want. Although, I mean, a lot of this hiring was done 4 or 5 months ago. I know I was part of that huge hiring rush, and I was hired 3 months ago to go jump into this game and learn the code and design this whole new rewards update in 4-ish months. I mean, I'm not a dev. I don't know how long things are supposed to take, but that doesn't seem that bad. I know as a community member, as a player, I feel like it's taken forever. It feels like it's taken forever. But everybody coming in and doing this in 4 months, I don't think it's really all that bad. So anyways, this video turned out to be so much longer than I anticipated, but that's pretty typical whenever I get excited like this and can't shut up. So if you guys want to hear more of me, make sure you come to my live streams Monday through Thursday. I'm streaming. Come down to Twitch. There's going to be a massive live stream update and change coming shortly. So make sure you go follow me on Twitch. Hopefully I can get to that soon. But this is an exciting time to be playing Splinterlands. I hope a lot of the people that dropped out because they just didn't think playing the game was worth enough, they weren't getting enough rewards. I hope this brings all those players back plus a ton more. I will be seeing you guys later. I'll see you around Discord as always, over on Reddit. Any place in the community you can find me. I'll be hanging out. So thank you guys. I'll see you around.